Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Tuesday, the 21st of March, a day when many people are giving thanks that the protest action yesterday went off peacefully, and there seems to have been not a great deal of fallout from it. And there's so many people who are praying and saying, "Thank you, Lord, for answered prayers." And today, following Robert Murray McShane, reading John chapter 11, we have the power of God in answered prayer as well. We have the story of Jesus and Lazarus. And Lazarus gets sick and dies, and Jesus, as a friend, goes to the house and he stands at the tomb and he weeps with Mary and Martha in their loss. And the people that were there with him said, "Oh, see how much he loved Lazarus." And then we're told in verse 37, "But some of them said, 'Could not he who opened the eyes of the blind man have kept this man from dying?'" And the answer to that clearly is yes, he could have. He healed all sorts of diseases. Could he not have done it? He could have. And I think for many of us, whether we do it openly and consciously, or whether it's sort of just in the back of our mind, that is often a question that we ask. Could not he who was able to raise the dead have stopped my father from dying of cancer? Could not he who opened the eyes of the blind have helped this person? Could not he who gave Peter that great catch of fish have provided me with this job? And we're left with the questions. And the answer? Well, Jesus himself here gives the answer earlier on in the chapter, where he's discussing with the disciples the fact that Lazarus is sick. And he says to them, Jesus said, "This sickness will not end in death. No, it is for God's glory, so that God's Son may be glorified through it." It's for God's glory. And as we go through life and we encounter times when our prayers aren't answered, and we see things that don't happen the way we think they should, and we've prayed to God and we've believed and we've hoped and we've trusted and we've prayed some more, and it doesn't go that way, we've got to just hang on to this truth, that God is working for his greater glory. And had he healed my father, yes, he would have been glorified. It would have been a great story and everyone would have spoken about it. But he didn't. And I can only assume that, as Jesus says here, it was for God's glory. I might not see it, but I do believe it. And sometimes that's what we've got to do. So be encouraged to pray, knowing that God can and does intervene. And we saw yesterday that he did. And we keep praying. But sometimes when we don't have our prayers answered the way we think they should be, we've got to say to God, "God, whatever it is, glorify yourself in this situation. We want you to be glorified, absolutely and ultimately." And that is our greatest desire. So be encouraged by this. Be challenged. Be blessed.